Hello everyone and welcome to Whisky Wednesday. Throwing it back to a little bit of a traditional style here right now. Essentially our production guys are just really busy, so I've broken out some of the old equipment and we're rocking on with shooting it in my house. This is my front room, welcome. And today we are chatting about the Midleton Very Rare. Now this is the 2017 edition. It is a blended whiskey made by the wonderful Corcadians at the Midleton Distillery in Cork in Ireland. It's essentially their version of Johnnie Walker Blue Label. It's their oldest whiskies. From what I hear, it's 15 to 22 years old, possibly even older. It's 40% alcohol, and it's mainly matured in a selection of first fill American oak barrels, or ex-American oak barrels. So we won't mess around, we'll just get on with smelling it, get on with tasting it, and see what amazing things it produces. So let's crack on with the nose. You've got some wonderful classic Irish elements kicking around in there. You've got some of that kind of tangerine, fresh elderflower, white grape style, which I really got with things like the Midleton Barry Crockett when I've tried that. I know Joe got some similar tasting notes with that a couple of years ago. And then that opens up a little bit more to things like kind of baking spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, all these kind of well-rounded, warm, Christmassy tones, counterbalanced with those kind of fresh, summery, spring fruity tones as well. Given that it's a lot of American oak, there's not an abundance of vanilla or coconut or anything like that. It is more tropical and fruity, counterbalanced with the cinnamon, the nutmeg, fresh baked pastry, that kind of white glaze icing. Very relaxed. Doesn't give loads away, just what you should expect. Fruity, nice, light bit of spice. Let's have a taste, let's see what's going on. Texturally it's wonderful. It's very clean, it's very fresh. It's instantly very sweet as soon as it hits your tongue. You do get those kind of white icing, hot cross bun flavours with it. The texture is wonderful, it's oily, really gets in and around your mouth. I don't believe the product is non-chill filtered, I think it is. But even with that you get some wonderful oily texture. And then as it transcends and it builds and it gets watered down by the saliva, more of those baking notes come through. Really, really lovely, warming, just, warming winter style spices. Let's have another go. It is very easy drinking. I can see why a lot of people appreciate this because it's smooth. But it is very easy to drink. You can't get around that. All Irish whiskey tends to be. It is the way. But this has such a depth and a lot of characteristics that I'm really struggling to put my fingers on. There's the baking spices, there's the fresh fruit, there's the kind of confectionery sweetness of white icing and white chocolate. There's a creamy nature of milk and milk chocolate. There's a very oily texture. And then, with it having some 20-year-old plus stock in it, there is a very gentle, drying nature towards the back of it. If you do compare this to its Scottish equivalent, which would be Johnnie Walker Blue Label in terms of age and price and ABV and presentation as well, it's a very lovely box. I do think that they both sum each other's categories up better than anything else could. The Blue Label is a little bit smoky. It's certainly an experience to drink. I would recommend everyone tries it at some point. And it's kind of lemony. It's got those kind of classic Highland and Islay elements running around with it. With this, it just sums up what Midleton is about. It's an easy drinking, but a real depth of flavour. There's a lot of style in this whiskey. There's a lot of passion that's gone into this whiskey. And it does need to be appreciated. And for a triple distilled blended product at anywhere from, I think, like £130 upwards, really well made, really well balanced, and I'm going to give that a solid 8 out of 10. That is a very well made whiskey. I'm definitely going to finish enjoying this glass. And thank you all for joining me in this back to basics setup. We'll be like this for this week and probably next week too. But we will be back and running with the regular setup as soon as we get some free time. So thank you all for watching. I've been Phil. This is my house, and I will see you all next week. See you later.